And welcome in to the Backstage Pass. It is Friday, June 17th. Hard to believe it's, almost over here. A couple of weeks left in June. And then we say hello to July. And, of course, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Happy early Father's Day. And, of course, coming up on July 4th weekend, I know a lot of people will be taking some time off to spend with family and just enjoy our nation's birthday. No doubt about it. Brandon here flying solo, of course, and hopefully a couple of big shows coming up today. In fact, we got a triple header today at 2:30. Maggie Ball is going to drop by. And then at 3:30, another fantastic artist, Barton Stanley, coming up here at 3:30, coming up today, too, as well. Looking forward to chatting with Barton on the program. And, of course, Maggie Ball at 2:30. Presented by our good friends over at Bangtail Whiskey. Check them out at bangtail.com or, of course, Easy Liquor. Just get that app and navigate your way through that, and you can get that bottle sent directly to your door. And, of course, MitchMacs.com, the official merchandise provider of the show. And our good friends over at Hank Jr. Productions. Appreciate all the work that our sponsors do. So I'll tell you what, I rarely do triple headers anymore, but it's great to have 3 shows in one day as we end the week here. And pleased to welcome in one of my favorite bands I just learned about a couple of weeks ago. And that's the beauty of this radio program here, is you get to learn a lot about musicians that you did not know about. That's why people tune into me every day from 3:30 to 6:30 here on the Backstage Pass. We're live on the YouTube channel and at the sportsguyspodcast.com. Please welcome in the guys known as the Brothers, of course, Brothers Menu, joining us here on the program. Guys, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing, Brandon?
Man, it's going. It's Friday. That's the best part. TGIF version of the show. And the best part is you can
sure.
I started drinking last night, and I probably had a couple today. So it's a good situation. Drink when you want to and work when you want to. So it's a good Friday, too. Well, look, I'm going to start right here. How you guys came together. It's always kind of cool when, families involved in music and, of course, growing up around it. But I want to hear your story. Whoever wants to go first here. Getting around this, getting your sound and putting out just one hell of a song called The Walls, which is out there across all the digital platforms. The music video just came out in May, and the single's been out there, the indie rock version, since last September. Let's get your story a little bit and how you guys got really kind of acclimated to music and how you knew this is something you wanted to pursue from a young age.
Yeah, well, we grew up in music. We were in classical piano since we were like 6, and we started the band when we got our first drum set when I was probably 13, and we were a standard garage band kind of thing. And we just we started our alternative rock band then. So, and it's been about 20 years touring and performing, a lot of fun and different successes on that. And then this new project we're doing, Brothers, is kind of like a extension of that. And we're getting into some more EDM kind of electronic music that we've always loved and kind of incorporating into our own kind of sound. So
it's like if you took like the essence of a rock song and put a big beat behind it, that's what we're doing.
No, I like it. I think it's cool. And by the way, I see that hat in the background. So this is a Dodger t-shirt right here, just so you know. I see that LA hat he's wearing right there. So that is one of my teams. So people don't like it. The hat's the Astros, and the National League team is the Dodgers. I definitely he let me know that was my cue to bring up sports toward the end of the show, so we get to talk about some of the things about being a Dodger. What's that?
You had to turn your hat around because you didn't want to be conflicting.
Yeah, just because we're in 2 different sets of gear. I'll get to more of that later on, but it's always fun. Dodger fan to Dodger fan. We'll talk about that. I got a story to share with him out there. Well, let's dive into The Walls here because unfortunately I can't show the video. I'd like to, but due to getting dinged out there, I'm not going to take that thing from our broadcast partners out there that says your video has been deleted. We're not going to do that, but you guys can go check it out on the Brothers Menu Facebook pages, socials out there, and of course definitely Apple Music if you have that too out there. Let's talk about this one, how it came together, The Walls, and of course guys, came out last September. I loved it so much, that's why I had to have you guys on the show when it got sent to me. I said this is a fantastic piece of work, a little bit of kind of outside the Pandora's box, because a lot of people that know the show know we do about 90% is country music, but this is just good music in general. I don't care what genre you put on this. It's got a good feel to it. The lyrics were awesome. The instrumentation was great. What you guys did in the studio was fantastic with it. Tell me how all this project came together, because this really put a great blend of your own unique sound in a great song.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, we worked together with a good friend of ours who's a poet who did some of the lyrics on it, and we kind of it evolved from a show we did in Europe a few years ago. We started doing some shows in clubs, and we thought, well, we should really take that extension and kind of make it our own. We're actually talking with Bono, of all people, at the show, and he inspired us. We were talking about how if you incorporated the rock music with this kind of dance vibe, you could do some amazing things with it. So it kind of sparked that interest in us to start this band. And The Walls is just an extension of what was going on in the world over the last couple of years, and with everything that's been going on with COVID and everything else. We just thought, I mean, as who we are, with our kind of privilege that we have, that we should just try to do our small part to make people aware of some of the issues that are going on today.
Yeah, I read somewhere too where you guys did it. You had a big tour. Of course, the craziness everybody knows the last couple of years, how it's hurt the music industry, no doubt. And we're just starting to hopefully turn some corners now with gigs coming back and live shows, and people calling me about festivals and things like that. Where are they playing? Where are they at? And definitely, this is pretty cool to see. You guys had a French Riviera tour back in the summer of 19. And what was it like to kind of go around with clubs and do that in the French Riviera and kind of do that? Are you guys looking at, I guess, now proceeding to something like that again? Because that had to be a lot of fun to do that before the pandemic really started, right?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and it was a great tour. We went into these dance clubs with our instruments and as like a rock band, but we're playing this EDM kind of mashup with rock. So we kind of designed a show where you're in a club and the DJ is playing music and the whole place is bouncing, and from the DJ it goes seamlessly to us playing live, and everyone's still bouncing, and then it goes right back into the DJ. So it was a really kind of a cool idea where it went from DJ to live back to DJ, and no one missed a beat.
Being a band, we feel like it's our duty to play live and to play live well. So DJing was never our thing, but because we wanted to do it for real, so we're kind of taking what DJs are doing and trying to perform it for real, kind of thing.
I love that. It's good stuff right there. Now, tell me a little bit about this. As far as the chemistry, it's so important. I've had a few bands here on the show people might have heard of, Restless Heart, Shenandoah, people like that here on the country side of things. But they always talk about the chemistry of a band being important and everybody kind of being on the same page. And of course, I go to a lot of shows, so I get to see all the lead guitar player, the bass player, the drums, and everybody's kind of in sync. And you mentioned about, yeah, everybody wants to play well at that gig they go to, no doubt. That's why you get paid, good money to do it. But at the same time, the fun, the audience, things like that. What are some of the challenges that you guys face in the industry? Talk to me about that, because a lot of people don't realize a lot of the work that goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah, I mean, it's never easy. Music industry's a tough one. So yeah, you're slugging it out for a long time. We always say, like, there's a lot more downs than ups. You're always fighting against something, and you just gotta always stay positive and just keep plugging away and doing everything you can to, I mean, practice. We practice all the time. You just always have to be prepared for opportunities that come your way. Because there is probably a little bit of luck to it, but you also have to be prepared for that luck. So, yeah, it's not an easy business to be in.
It's not. Talk to me about, I love this word chemistry. We use it a lot here on the program, but of course, definitely got to have that chemistry with your band. You guys obviously growing up around it and having each other's backs and knowing how much a bond.
We're actually brothers.
Yeah, they're actually brothers. Exactly. So that's a good thing. But how that chemistry is very important, because I've had people that are not, family members, not brothers, and they continue to kind of, hash out about band chemistry and everybody being on the same page. Talk to me about how important that is, the chemistry in the band.
It's super important, especially when you're writing. Like we could be in our rehearsal space and we're doing a writing session, and we just feed off of each other. We know where one of the guys is going with before it even happens, and a song, when we're developing a song, it just snowballs from that, and that just comes from the chemistry that we have in the studio when we're writing together.
I mean, of course, we have our issues as everybody does, but
No.
I think when you're brothers, it's easier to slough it off and just get back to work the next.
Being
next
brothers
day.
is almost worse than being in the mob. We always say, because you can't get it.
I love that. It makes the chemistry a little bit easier, like you said, fluff it off and get back at it, and agree to disagree type stuff, and then disagree to agree, kind of the other way around too. So again, it's the Brothers Menu here on the program here, guys. Check them out, menu.com, or of course out there on social media. Again, the Walls is out there across all the digital platforms. We're going to take a little time out. We're going to come back, and of course, I'm still going to talk the rapid fire segment, some sports, a little bit of Dodger baseball, and of course, a little bit of everything here when it comes down to it. We'll talk about some of the projects, the rest of 2022, and looking forward to an album coming out from this group here. So you guys hang tight. We'll pay some bills. The Bangtail Whiskey and our friends over at MitchMacs coming right back. Again, it's the first of a triple header today. We're live on the YouTube channel, the Backstage Pass, and of course at the sportsguyspodcast.com, live on that very website. We're coming right back after a word from our sponsor. Stay tuned.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And, of course, first of a triple header today at 2:30, Maggie Baugh is going to stop by. She just had a great time at CMA Fest there in Nashville. And, of course, our friend Barton Stanley David is going to stop by at 3:30 today, talk about some new music coming out. Back here presented by Bangtail Whiskey, MitchMacs.com, and our friends over at Hank Jr. Productions. We're hanging out with the Brothers Menu here on the Backstage Pass. Again, the single is The Walls, out there across all the digital platforms. Check it out. And, of course, the music video on YouTube out there. Make sure you guys go take a look at that. So before I get into all the rapid fire and sports stuff, I'm going to ask about this because always one thing I've learned about doing the show, I've learned musicians never rest on their laurels. There's always the next, 10, 15 songs or so in the can, getting ready for an album release. Talk to me a little bit about the next phase after this single and kind of building on the momentum.
Yeah, we got an album coming out. We're working on it right now, actually trying to get it. We're working on mastering it. It's exciting. It's the first Brothers debut album with the EDM stuff, so it should be out in the next. We haven't announced the release date, but we'll say summer, end of the summer. So yeah, we'll be excited to release that for sure.
Any particular songs on there you guys were, or will be excited to get in the studio to record? Anything that is going to kind of, because for me, The Walls took me by storm. It just grabbed me by the throat and said, "I'm going to bring you in," and it just kind of like take all the air in and then let it out. And by the end of the song, it's this roller coaster ride that I felt listening to. Any other songs that are going to take the industry, take the indie rock side or the EDM side by storm?
Well, we're hoping so. That's always the goal.
Yeah, there's a few songs on there that we released in the last year or so that will be on the album. There's a couple new ones. Some interesting like things that we've been doing with the dance stuff and yeah, it's exciting to. There's a few songs that are my favorites that aren't singles on there, but it'll be it'll be something for the fan that will be exciting for them for sure.
And the album kind of takes you on a bit of a journey. Like it starts off and then it hits hard, and then all the songs are pretty much linked together with interludes and stuff. So it's kind of an interesting way. We're really excited about it. We haven't done anything like this before, so it's kind of cool.
When it comes out, we'll be glad to have you guys back to talk about it and kind of build on it and see those songs. Like you said, it's what you're hoping for. We're hoping for it too here on the show, and definitely we'll have you guys back and we'll break down some songs and things like that. And we might even get a chance to play a video. We might do that too here on the show. There's not too many times that we do, but I'd love to play a little acoustic version or some type of performance that you guys might pre-record there. We'll do that. Hey, I want to know individually, being so much of, like you said, the EDM side, the indie rock side, it doesn't matter what genre of music it is. Individually, who were each of you influenced by growing up? Because it seemed like it's all over the place. It seems like it's a lot of genres.
Yeah, we're just huge fans of music. We love all music.
Yeah.
But I think to the core, like all three of us are, we love rock. That's what we gravitate towards the most. But we literally listen to anything. We listen to country, we listen to classical, hip hop. We listen to everything.
Yeah, we grew up playing like concerts with cardboard instruments in the living room, and we would often use like traveling Wilburys as one of our favorites, or like Beach Boys or
The Beatles,
U2. I mean, like those are all like some of our core influences for sure.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I was telling a buddy of mine today, I was like, I've been humming some Beach Boys lately. Then I turned it on. I was like, I wonder why. It's some of the best music out there too.
Yeah.
And you find yourself having a good day and just turn it on. And the song Jamaica, you got to love that one too. It's always a fun one to listen
good
to.
songwriting. I mean, that's what basically we gravitate towards, good songwriting. I mean, there's so many greats out there, so it's hard to pick a few, really.
Yeah, I'm going to take a little walk on the wild side with the writing process. Do you each individually enjoy writing, or is there like a point where I've had many musicians tell me here on the show, well, we like writing, but we don't like co-writing, and then there's the other way around where it's like, well, I don't enjoy co-writing, but I'll just write my own stuff when it comes to mine or going through personal experiences. How do you describe the writing process for each of you?
It's pretty easy. I'm kind of speaking for all of us, but it's a nightmare. No, it's really easy. Like we're totally on the same wavelength when we're in the studio, when we're writing, and that's it makes it fun because it doesn't seem like a chore.
It really depends on the song, though. Sometimes it is tough. Sometimes it's very easy. It just depends on the melodies and the songs, but we are on the same wavelength for sure, and that's a big part of it for sure. So.
Yeah, I mentioned the live shows coming back too, and you guys hoping together put together a nice little tour out there like you guys did a while back there. We're talking about the French Riviera tour. What's the best part of being on stage? Is it the crowd?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, you feed off of them. That's why you're doing it. You're getting that instant feedback right away. I mean, it powers the show. It's hard. We used to play shows a long time ago where there was nobody in the crowd, and you're
two drunks sitting at the back corner.
You're trying to create some energy on stage, and you just don't have the fuel from the crowd. I mean, it's for sure one of the parts. I mean, going back to the writing, writing is like the reason why you do it. It's coming up with the songs is the best part of being a musician, and then taking those songs and getting that instant feedback from the crowd is the other reason you do it. All the other stuff is just
necessity
stuff you have to do.
Stuff you have to do out there. Hey, I love the website too you guys put together. It's menu.com. It's MENEW.com. People want to check it out. There was a pretty cool video on there for a song there, Baby You're Like a Drug. Tell me about this, because I got a chance to kind of watch that and see different sides of things there. Just another fantastic song in my book too at the same time. But people want to check it out again, MENEW, menu.com. Tell me about how this one came together, the arrangement.
Well, that one, when we write everything here in our studio, and it grounds us to come home and to have our studio. It's always the same vibe, and we're in the same place, so it gets us right into the mode of writing. So I mean, that one we wrote here as well, and we recorded it in LA with Matt Wallace, who's done a lot of great stuff, and we're a big fan of his work as a producer. And a friend of ours, Josh Jackson, liked the song too and wanted to be part of the video, so we did the video with him, and that was a lot of fun. And I mean, it's a song that we had a lot of great traction with for Menu, and did a bit of some good shows with that song for sure. But yeah, it all kind of starts in the studio, and someone's coming up with a one part, and we just kind of feed off each other, like we mentioned, and we use the feeling in the room and lyrics always come last. Usually we're just mumbling words through melodies, and then eventually we lock everything down. And that's our writing process is maybe backwards. Some people do lyrics first, but we always do them last.
And sometimes the lyrics come as we're writing as well.
Yeah.
No, that's the good thing is, as long as they come to you, no matter what way it happens, whatever form or fashion, they come to you. That's the best thing, no doubt. I got the chance to check out some things that you guys did on Spotify out there for some previous work. Tell me about Mother Nature and a little bit about, I know there's two very differently done albums, but I know April 14, Mother Nature came out. You guys wrote all the songs on there, and y'all worked with, I believe it's Christian Mock, and you guys produced that one too at the same time. Let's break down Mother Nature a little bit. Tell me about that project.
That one was actually quite fun. It was a little bit heavier than what we normally did in the past. So I had a lot of fun because I just let the guitars rip.
We recorded that one in Louisiana, actually, which was a really fun experience. We rented a studio down there, and I guess we were there for a month or two, and
lived in the bayou. It was awesome.
It was a pretty cool experience. And we had most of the songs already written, but we had I mean, some of the stuff comes as you're recording, but no, we did a different approach with the album too, where we had this. It was kind of a play on climate change, and you could watch. We did it was when QR codes were just coming out, and we did a QR code on the cover, and you could watch the artwork change through the seasons, because it was basically a closed circuit camera on a tree. And you could watch it defoliate or in the winter as it changed, and it was just kind of a play on climate change and kind of the theme of some of the songs on the album. So
it's one of my favorites too. I got to stream the whole thing and loved everything about the Mother Nature. So I can't wait for this next project to come out. You guys mentioned the album, hopefully sometime later this summer. But the Walls is a great start, and I know there's more good stuff coming together too. All right, I got to get to rapid fire because I love doing this. And this segment we take sports and music and put them together. And there's not two greater things out there you can actually match up that would go together, kind of like, I guess. I don't know, man. I guess I always say this: the American things with mom, apple pie, and a hot dog. You really can't go wrong with those three combinations. So, for my Dodger fan back there, this was hard for me to convert over and get a National League team, because everybody knew me. Louisiana's my next door neighbor, and the only two teams you can root for in Texas are the Astros and the Rangers. So, been an Astros fan for over 30 years. But when they play each other, I'll go ahead and admit it's pretty cool to have one over the other. So, if it's Astros, Dodgers, it's always Astros for me. But outside of that, I'm rooting for the Dodgers, and that's a little bit. People are like, "When did you become a Dodger fan?" But I said, "Why not?" I said, "If you get to go out there to the ballpark, you'll see why." Do you get to go to some games? Do you like Chavez Ravine as much as I do? Because I loved everything about Dodger Stadium, and I went for the first time in 2019 with my dad, and it was kind of a bucket list thing. And I can tell you right now, man, I see why Dodger fans are so passionate about baseball.
Yeah, we went to a Dodgers game a few years ago together. It was actually one of the most fun baseball games we were ever at. We live around Toronto, so we're more Jays fans.
Okay, all right, there's nothing wrong with that.
But I do like the Dodgers a lot, actually, because LA is it's like a second home in ways. So no, LA, I mean, I'm kind of mixed between the Jays or LA. I can go either way for sure. Just like you can with the Astros.
Yeah. Space City and Dodger Town. They're two different philosophies out there too. But I tell you what, it's always fun because both teams are great, and it's just cool to root for that. Football wise, people know I'm very much out of Texas. It's the Arizona Cardinals for me when it comes to football. Football wise, is it a collective one team or is it individual teams for you guys NFL wise?
We don't actually watch a lot of football.
Yeah.
We watch more hockey.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're Canadian.
Well, nothing wrong with them. Maple Leaf fans?
Yeah, up here. Oh, yeah.
Maple
Leafs.
Leafs.
Crazy Maple Leaf
When
fans.
we said hockey, though, your face kind of got really.
Well, you know, I'll say this. It's good because I am watching. The only thing I'll watch in hockey now, my buddy's a great hockey fan, and he's from Canada, too. He's on the west side from Alberta. So he's a Vancouver Canuck fan. So they've had crappy success over I don't know how many years of the Canuck fan.
Yeah.
But he'll still watch it on the Rogers Network and things up there, too. And he always tell me stories about in fact, I think I've 2 or 3 in my lifetime. I've been to 2 or 3 professional hockey games live, and we got to go see the Dallas Stars years back. And then he took me to – I actually caught the Maple Leafs in Tampa Bay just 5 years ago against now the Lightning, of course, in the finals. And honestly, I'm getting to where I'm actually starting to enjoy watching it on TV. There's a period that went by that I guess kind of like the facial expression. It sucked some of the enjoyment out of me a little bit years past, but I still enjoy watching it live for the most part. But then Stanley Cup finals, kind of like the NBA finals. I didn't have a dog in the fight last night with the Celtics and the Warriors, but and I kind of figured Golden State would win last night anyway. But without having a dog in the fight, it's just kind of cool to sit back and enjoy hockey. And I think the best thing is to watch it live, right?
Yeah, playoffs is when it gets really, really good. I mean, it's intense, but it's such a good game. I grew up loving Pittsburgh Penguins, but I mean, the Leafs is like our hometown area, so you gotta hope for the Leafs, even though it's been so long since
they just cannot.
They just can't make it happen.
Well, I'm kind of rooting for the Avs in this final now. They got the 1-0-0 lead winning the other night, too. And I think game 2 is coming up tomorrow night. They're in Colorado, too. So definitely looking forward to the Avs winning. Like I said, not a dog in the fight either. Don't have a favorite hockey team. I used to, again, younger, the Stars, kind of got away from that. Mike Modano was a huge fan of Mike and loved the way he played the game. But I will say this. I was rooting hard as the playoffs got further into it. In the East Finals, this great run the New York Rangers were on. I was like, man, for the first time since Wayne Gretzky and Mark Messier, they're going to get to the finals in '94, and New York's going to put all this and beat Colorado. So I was kind of rooting hard for the Rangers. But that's when I grew up in that era where it was like, whatever a sporting event was on TV, this guy was paying attention to it because I grew up loving sports from a young age and playing football, basketball, and baseball. So I always loved it. Is there now Toronto Raptors? Is that an easy guess you guys could say? Raptor fans? Okay. All right. So you got that.
I mean, it was it was awesome to see them win for sure. But I mean, hockey's our game. If you're gonna baseball, I do follow the Jays quite a bit too. I do like the Jays. Yeah.
So that the tear the Yankees have been on, I tell you, and I still picked Toronto to make the playoffs, especially with the extra playoff team in each league this year. What they redid that whole CBA thing that they did, but I'm looking forward to Toronto again. It's one of the most talented teams in the league, and I actually saw them when they came to Houston this year, and they took 4 out of 6 from us, 2 out of 3 in Houston, 2 out of 3 in Toronto. So expectations for the Jays this year, what would you guys say?
I mean, if they can make it into the I don't know, the series, that'd be great, but I mean, you never know. Baseball is such a long season, right? You can't really you can't really tell. But when they're good, they play good. I mean, they had a bit of a streak there the other night, but now they lost to the Orioles a few nights. So I mean, we'll see. It's hard to tell. I think it's early to tell.
You just need them to peak at the right moment.
Yeah. So I'm looking. I check the standings every day. Dodgers, what's going on? Astros, what's going on? And I'm like, and that's what I looked at the Dodgers today. I was like, how did the Padres catch this? And we hadn't been playing well. We were like 4-9 through a stretch of 13 games for LA. And I went, how the hell did the Padres catch us and overtake us or tie us for first place? But you're right. It's such a long 162 game season, and man, I still love going. And that's one of my favorite things is me and a buddy of mine have some season tickets for the Stros, and we go. And I've been to 3 or 4 this year, and I'm going back on July 7th when they play the Kansas City Royals, because I love watching individual players and tracking the course of an individual player side of things. And one of my favorite guys in the league to watch is this guy with Kansas City, Bobby Witt Jr., who's a fantastic product. Then I go out with family. I was going to ask you guys about a dream destination vacation. For me, I love going to Scottsdale every year because we have some property out there with my family, and we go to spring training. That's one of the best things to do is to go out there and watch the guys warm up before the season starts. For you guys, where's kind of the dream destination vacation spot, no matter worldwide? Where would it be?
That's a tough one. You guys got one?
I don't know.
I mean, like we always love going to California, the coast. I mean, that's always a great place. I mean, Europe has some amazing places. We've been already that were dream destinations in south of France and stuff. I mean, some of those places are amazing. One of our favorite places is a place called Ez in France. On the top of these mountains, just looking out over the ocean. It's just
Mediterranean.
Yeah, the Mediterranean. It's just amazing. I mean, some of the places we've maybe done, but I mean, there's always. I always want to. I look forward to sitting on a beach soon and just doing nothing.
It would be. I mean, we've done a whole lot of nothing for the last 2 years.
Yeah,
we actually haven't. We've been really busy, so it would be nice to sit on a beach and stare at water for 2 weeks.
Nothing wrong.
You picked
4th of July is coming up, so that's 4th of July is coming up, and there's nothing wrong with going down to the beach. And I plan on getting out there since we're on the coast here in Texas. I plan on getting out there to Galveston, Texas here in a few weeks and enjoying some of that water and watching my daughter run around and just looking out over that horizon going, nice waves, relax, that tranquility you get from it too. So I love every time we get to go to a beach out there. Well, I tell you what, guys, it's been so much fun catching up, getting to know you over the past couple of weeks, getting to know you during the show. Again, The Walls is out there across all the digital platforms. It's worldwide. Make sure you guys get that wherever you stream or download your music, Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever it's at. It's there. And then look out for these guys. But I'm telling you right now, I've made some bold predictions on the show before. Look out, because these next 6 months to a year, these guys are going to explode. And like I said, if they don't, you can write me nasty letters. But I'm going to tell you right now, they're going to explode here on the indie rock scene and do their thing out there, known as Brothers Menu. Check out Menu, MENEW.com.
BrothersOfficialMusic.com also, if they want to see like all the Brothers stuff.
There we go. Put that out there, BrothersOfficialMusic.com. And of course, guys, go check out the Walls YouTube havideo while you're at it too, if you've haven't checked out the song. Hey, I appreciate the time. Thanks so much for being with me here on the Backstage Pass. Looking forward to catching up with you guys and seeing the progress down the road. Best of luck with the album and, of course, your future endeavors, no doubt.
Yeah, thanks very much.
You too.
Thanks for having us.
You got it, man. That's the brothers here on the podcast here on the Backstage Pass coming up. A little bit of special treat for you. Maggie Baugh is going to come by here on the program about 2:30. And then 3:30, good friend Barton Stanley David's going to come out and talk about his new album about 3:30 today. We're back, of course, with those shows. And then next week on the YouTube channel and live at the sportsguyspodcast.com. Of course, if you missed any of the show today, I'm sure it'll be shared out later on the Brothers official music pages and social media pages out there. Thanks to our sponsors. We'll see you guys about 2:30 with Nashville recording artist Maggie Baugh here. It is the Backstage Pass. Have a great evening.